Cytology means it is the branch of science which deals with the study of cell. Okay. So you can see plant cell and animal cell in this picture, and there are few difference among these two cells, and the differences includes plant cells are larger in size whereas animal cells are smaller in size. In plant cell, plasma membrane is surrounded by a rigid non-living cell wall made up of cellulose, but cell wall is absent in animal cell. The vacuoles are well developed in a mature plant cell. Usually, a single large vacuole is present in plant cell, but in animals, the vacuoles either are absent or, if present, are in small size. And the centrosome and centrioles are absent in plant cell, whereas centrosome and centrioles are present in animal cell. Plastids are present in plant cell, but it is absent in animal cell. Okay, so let us know more about cell and cell organelles. All living organisms are composed of cells and products of cells. All the cells arise from pre-existing cell. सेल ऐसे बॉडी में हमारे कहीं से ऐसे नहीं आ जाता सडनली, ये एक प्री एग्जिस्टिंग सेल से ग्रो होता है. एक सेल पहले बॉडी में आता है, फिर उसका ग्रोथ होते होते फिर बॉडी में टिश्यू सिस्टम हो जाता है, फॉर्मेशन, देन ऑर्गन सिस्टम होता है, देन जाके हमारा बॉडी बनता है. ओके, सो ए सेल इज डिफाइंड as the most basic structural and functional unit of all living organisms. So the main structural and functional unit of our life is cell. Okay, essentially a cell is a structure that contains organelles which provide necessary function to sustain itself. However, not all cells are the same. सेल के अंदर अंदर बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनल्स प्रेजेंट रहते हैं, और वो सब उनका रोल्स अलग अलग होता है, और उससे हमारा बॉडी के एक्टिविटीज़ परफॉर्म होते हैं. ठीक है, डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ सेल. इट कैन बी ऑफ टू टाइप्स. यू कैन सी इन दिस पिक्चर प्रोकैरियोटिक एंड यूकैरियोटिक सेल. Prokaryotic cell means membrane bound nucleus is absent in prokaryotic cell, but in eukaryotic cell membrane bound nucleus is present. The difference between these two cells you can mark from these points. Cells are smaller in size, whereas in eukaryotic cell it is larger in size. Single chromosome is present in prokaryotes, whereas more than one chromosome is present in eukaryotes. Membrane bound organelles are absent here, but in eukaryotes membrane bound organelles are present. So prokaryotic cells are present in all unicellular organisms and microbes. Okay, but eukaryotic cells are present in all higher group of organisms. In prokaryotic cell, some other differences you can mark from this picture. A lack of organized nucleus. The genetic material is present in the form of nucleate in prokaryotic cell, but in eukaryotic cell nucleus is organized. Nuclear membrane is absent here, but in eukaryotes it is present. Only a single chromosome is present. More than one chromosome is present in eukaryotes. Membrane bound organelles is absent here, and here it is present. Nucleolus is absent in prokaryotes, but it is present in eukaryotes. Cell division takes place by fission and budding, but in eukaryotes it is takes place by mitosis and meiosis. It is present in bacterial blue-green algae, but in eukaryotes it is present in plant, animal, fungi, etc. Shape and size of the cells varies greatly according to their position and function. Mycoplasma is the smallest cell and the largest isolated cell of ostrich cell. Ostrich egg. Ostrich egg सबसे बड़ा largest cell present रहता है. The shape of the cell may be cuboid, columnar, polygonal, thread-like, or irregular. Then let us know more about prokaryotic cell. The main features of the prokaryotic cells are mentioned below. It is present in blue-green algae, mycoplasma, and bacteria. It vary in shape and multiply rapidly. Genetic material is naked in prokaryotic cell, and it is absence of cell organelles, presence of cell wall surrounded by a cell membrane. Ribosomes are attached to the cell membrane having two subunits, that is 50S and 30S, that forms 70S. ribosomes together and act as protein synthesis sites in prokaryotes. Okay, then polyribosomes are those ribosomes that attach to the RNA to form the chain. Then the reserve material like cell inclusions body are present in the cytoplasm, but in eukaryotes the main characteristic features are listed below. You can mark from here. Eukaryotic cells are found in fungi, protista, plants and animals. The cytoplasm is divided into compartments because of the presence of membrane bound organelles, presence of well organized nucleus bound by a nuclear membrane, the genetic material arranged in chromosomes. Plant cells have a cell wall in addition to the membrane. They have a large central vacuoles which is absent in animal cell, and characteristic presence of centrioles in animal cell. These are the characteristic features of eukaryotic cell. Let us know more about the cell organelles. Let us discuss more about each part of the cell organelles in detail. Cell membrane. The cell membrane is an important part of the cell. Its various features are mentioned below. This is the diagram of a cell membrane macroscopic structure composed of lipids that are made up of phosphoglycerides and arranged in a bilayer. Protein compounds were also discovered later on. Then the proteins are present as integral protein that remains buried in the membrane and peripheral protein that lies on the surface. The protein movement across the bilipid layer is possible because of the quasi-fluid nature of the membrane, as proposed by Singer and Nicholson. ये थ्योरी सिंगर एंड निकल्सन दो साइंटिस्ट के नाम से उन्होंने प्रपोज किया था. The primary function of the plasma membrane is to ensure transport of substances. Then let us know more about cell wall. It is the characteristic feature in most of the plant cell. Okay, present in plants and algae. And the cell wall in plant is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose and pectin. The algal cell wall is composed of cellulose, gelatin and minerals. The primary cell wall in plants is incapable of growth. It soon transforms into a secondary cell wall in mature plant. Then let us know more about the term endoplasmic reticulum. It is of two types. You can see in this picture, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum involves in lipid synthesis and does not bear ribosomes on the surfaces, whereas rough endoplasmic reticulum performs protein synthesis and secretion and bear ribosomes on the surface. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum में ribosomes उनका प्रेजेंट नहीं रहता है, बट रॉप में राइबोसोम्स प्रेजेंट रहते हैं. ठीक है, और ये प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस में हमें मदद करते हैं. देन गोल्गी अपैरेटस. इट इज़ द साइट ऑफ सिंथेसिस ऑफ ग्लाइकोप्रोटीन एंड ग्लाइकोलिपिड. It involves in packaging of material and transporting. It consists of flat disc-shaped cisternae stacked parallel. ये हमारे बॉडी में पैकेजिंग ऑर्गेन सिस्टम में पैकेज करने के लिए हमें मदद करते हैं. ओके, देन लाइसोसोम्स. इट इज़ रिच इन हाइड्रोलाइटिक एंजाइम्स लाइक लाइपेज, प्रोटीज एट्सेट्रा दैट आर कैपेबल ऑफ डाइजेस्टिंग प्रोटीन, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स एंड फैट. ये सारे हम फूड पार्टिकल जो बॉडी में हमारे यूज होते हैं उनको डाइजेस्ट करने में मदद करते हैं. इट इज़ ए मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड स्ट्रक्चर. देन वैक्यूल्स. These are the membrane bound structure. It contains sap, excretory product and water. It is present as food vacuole or contractile vacuole. बॉडी में एक्स्ट्रा स्टोर होके रहता है. Then mitochondria. It is found in site of aerobic respiration. It produces cellular energy in the form of ATP. रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम में मदद करता है. The matrix contains circular DNA molecules, RNA molecules, ribosomes and components of protein synthesis. Then plastids. This is the diagram of chloroplast. It is found in plant cell. It is semi-autonomous organelle having their own genetic material. It is of three types depending upon the type of pigmented found there. They are leucoplast. It is colorless plastid of varied shape with stored nutrients. ल्यूकोप्लास्ट होता है एक. देन क्रोमोप्लास्ट एंड क्लोरोप्लास्ट ऐसे नाम से होता है. ठीक है, देन क्रोमोप्लास्ट. these are yellowish or reddish in appearance because of the presence of soluble fat. Okay, And then the last one is chloroplast. It is double membranous structure. The inner membrane is known as the stroma. Thylakoid present in the stroma. Astax known as grana. The stroma contains enzymes for protein synthesis. प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस में मदद करते हैं. देन सेंट्रोजोम. It contains two cylindrical structures called centrioles. The central part of the centriole having peripheral fibril is called spokes. Then nucleus. It is highly extended nucleoprotein fiber called chromatin, nuclear matrix and nucleoli. The chromatin material rearranges into chromosomes during cell division. It consists of histone and protein. The centromere or the primary constriction of each chromosome on the disc of which kinetochores are present. On the basis of the position of the centromere, chromosomes can be divided into metacentric, submetacentric, and telecentric and acrocentric. Some chromosomes have non-standing secondary constriction that gives a small fragment called a satellite. These are the characteristic features of nucleus. This is some characteristic difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell. You can mark from here. Thank you.